Okay, guys, before we get into this video, I need your help, guys. I need your help to get to these games. The very first two games, to Texas and to Boulder, the Nebraska game and the TCU game. We killed it during the spring game. I would say our content was fire. We had them by the balls. I had my family out there. We was having fun at the tailgate. We brought that fire content. If you want to see that continue, and this is how you can help me. All right, so we pretty much have exactly 1 month before the season starts, because it's 31 days, 11 hours, and 27 minutes and 45 seconds. You know I'm going to hit the streets of Texas. I'm going to go to the grocery stores, into the trenches of Texas. When I get on the grounds, I'm going to get there a day or two early, and I'm going to give you some great content. So if you want to help me to get to these two games, to get to Texas and then to that Nebraska game, get back to Boulder and ask people some serious questions, on your screen right now, it's my Cash App address. I need help to get there, guys, okay? The finances is not there for me to be able to fly, get a hotel, and do what I have to do when I get there, guys. They said closed mouths don't get fed. I'm not too proud to ask for help when I need it, guys. So right there on your screen is my Cash App for TLP Sports. Please go ahead and donate to the Cash App. I appreciate you. All right, let's get into this video.
Shout out to TLP Sports Club, baby. Shout out BWB. BWB. BWB, baby. Shout out to Bandwagon Buffs. Shout out to TLP Sports, man. Let's talk.
TLP Sports, man.
Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Look at the bottom of your screen. Cop your BWB merch so that you can rep the most educated, the well-informed, and least delusional fan base there is in all, and I mean all, of college football. Don't buy the hype. Buy BWB. Bandwagon buffs. All right, family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. All right, guys, so the dust has settled on the whole Big 12 deal. If you guys remember, I made a video a couple of months back about the Big 12 move. There were several months where the Big 12 move was being talked about. It started with whispers. There were articles and different channels, different media outlets were talking about the CU Buffs moving over to the Big 12. Obviously, Coach Prime, they were asked several times. They had to deny it, and they had to protect their interests, but they said they were very happy about the Pac-12, and they couldn't get that information out. But however, they took a vote, and it has happened. And right there on your screen, you see Irving, Texas, July 27, 2023. The following statement was released today by the Big 12 Conference through its commissioner, Brett Yormark, regarding the University of Colorado. They're back. It has happened. Now, a couple of the constituents, a couple of the BWB, the club members asked me to make sense of all of this. In this video, I want to talk to you about why returning to the Big 12 is right for Colorado. So let's go ahead and go to the Buffalo's Wire.usatoday.com. They have an article that I think encapsulates the entire move. It is going to give us a little bit more insight about the move back to the Big 12. Let's go. Why returning to the Big 12 is right for Colorado. This article was written by Tony Casolo. It was posted July 26. Entering its 13th season in the Pac-12, Colorado has decided that enough is enough, and it will be reportedly making the move to return home to the Big 12. Realignment rumors have been running rampant ever since Deion Sanders was named head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes football team. And I'll take some credit for bringing up a move to the Big 12 last July. That's Tony Casolo saying he'll take some credit. Of course, not Harry B, right? This is mainly because CU football is once again an appealing program for other conferences. Plus, the mismanagement of the Pac-12 conference essentially forced the Buffs out. The Buffaloes could no longer sit and wait for a Pac-12 media rights deal that has been promised for months, and CU will hopefully make things official with the Big 12 on Thursday. Here is why the move to the Big 12 makes sense for CU. There's no coincidence that stability brings success and success brings stability. That's a quote by Robert Greene. It's no secret that Colorado has struggled in football since joining the Pac-12. One could argue that a big part of that was due to the financial and leadership issues that the conference has had since 2011. We reported in June that Pac-12 schools were lagging behind their Power 5 counterparts when it comes to finances. The Pac-12 was routinely criticized for their mismanagement of conference funds, which ultimately led to the ousting of former Commissioner Larry Scott. Colorado will now join a conference that has stable leadership in Brett Yormark, who recently added 4 other teams to his conference. Having a media rights deal is a good thing, right? In October of 2022, it was announced that the Big 12 had inked a new media rights deal worth over $2 billion that could allow the conference to stay on ESPN and the Fox Sports networks. CU could be in line for a full share, which would be more than $40 million in 2024. Plus, the Big 12 has a secure contract through the 2030 to 31 season. Here's another benefit, guys. Deion Sanders grows his recruiting footprint in Texas and Florida. Deion Sanders rules Florida and Texas as a football icon because of his days playing for the Florida State Seminoles and the Dallas Cowboys. Colorado's head coach keeps an offseason home in the Lone Star State as well. Away games in the Big 12 will consist of Baylor, Houston, TCU, Texas Tech, and Central Florida. Sanders now has the trump card of playing in recruits' home states in the talent-rich areas of Texas and Florida to go along with his Hall of Fame resume. Here's another benefit. The basketball schedule is a setup. Florida will always be the chief reason for realignment, but the basketball foes that present themselves in the Big 12 should make for some outstanding matchups. Colorado will again get to face the powerhouse that is Kansas, while also matching up with Baylor, Kansas State, and Houston on the men's side. The Colorado women's basketball team should be near the top of the conference with games against Kansas, Baylor, and Kansas State being the chief matchups. The Big 12 was always home. Far as appealing as the initial move to the Pac-12 was in the early 2010s, the conference never felt right. Gone were the days of the Midwest smash-mouth football, and in was the relaxed atmosphere of California. Now Colorado would be going back to its roots and rejoining a conference that it should have never left. Colorado is going home. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this and break it down for some of those who really don't understand every single thing. Some of this stuff is straightforward and you can understand it due to the financial and leadership issues that the conference has had since 2011. What exactly does that mean? With finances comes your power to recruit, your power for the facilities, the upkeep of your facilities. If you can become a recruiting powerhouse like a Georgia, Alabama, where your name is in cement, you don't necessarily have to continue to mention Coach Prime, where the school can sell itself. 4 stars and 5 stars could just line up to come to your school. That in itself is what they're trying to set up. Obviously, Coach Prime is not going to be around forever. So while Coach Prime is here and his name is the #1 selling point to get these players that he currently has here, it would behoove Colorado to make sure that it establishes itself as a powerhouse in its own name. It is much better when the school can stand on its own leg because coaches come and coaches go. I'm not playing into that whole fear factor idea of Coach Prime is only here to pad his resume, and then as soon as a school comes knocking or as soon as one of those big powerhouse schools come calling, he's out of here. Coach Prime is a man of his word and he's going to stay where he's at. He's not playing around. A lot of people don't understand the factors that went into him leaving Jackson State. That part frustrates me a lot because he laid it out. He told you guys he wanted to make some changes. I even liken it to President Obama, and for all of my Republican guys that are about to check out, President Obama had, or Obama before he became president, he had a lot of ideas. You go in there with fresh ideas. You go in there understanding that you want to make a change. You want to do a lot of things, but then there's a roadblock. There is bureaucracy that you have to go through. There's a lot of things that's going to get into your way, and you can't make the move that you really want to make. You have changes that you want to implement, but you can't just make those changes. You have to deal with boards. You have to deal with people who don't have your best interest. There's a lot of people that you have to go through unnecessarily. There are people that don't even have the best interest of the program in the forefront of their frontal lobe. People who have their own personal agendas. You guys heard me make this argument before. That's one thing that chokes the life out of people's motivation to make change is bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is always in the way. Coach Prime laid it out. He came into Jackson State wanting to make some changes, things that he wanted to implement he could not do. There's a lot of things that's going to stifle your ability to make changes, especially when you have to deal with people that don't have the school or the student athlete's best interest in their frontal lobe or at heart. Some people are very advantageous, so they want to advance their own career, so they're using the school to advance their own career. They want to be the region's director, the board's president. I've been watching TV shows like big suits. Those type of shows, it shows you that even within the organization, you're going to get people who are advantageous, people who want to advance their careers, and they're going to play dirty. They will come to you and they will say certain things behind closed doors, quid pro quo, and hey, if you do this for me, I will give you the vote that you need to be able to make the changes that you want to make. Meetings that we're not privy to are going on. Those are not things that you can put out in a press conference. You can't say those things. You have to understand it. For those who think, oh yeah, but that's what Coach Prime wanted to do. He was using Jackson State to advance his own career. You can't argue with those people forever because they're not educated. They don't understand how things work. And unfortunately, you're just going to have to move on from those type of arguments. Coaches are just people with dreams who want to do other things in their life. Coach Prime may go to another school, or he may just want to retire from coaching. He may just want to go fishing and just stay at home and not have to deal with all of the craziness that comes with coaching. I'm sure he has other things that he wants to do. When you set goals, once you accomplish those goals, you set new goals. He may not want to be a head coach forever, especially with all of the health problems that he's facing. He may just want to relax and take it easy, doing other things and being instrumental in other ways that he can be. Finances is very important, and if the school is not getting the type of finances that they necessarily need, you can't be competitive. You can't really compete at the level that the Georgias and the Alabamas and the Tennessees, Clemsons, all of these major Power 5 schools, if you cannot compete with them in recruiting alone, how are you going to compete with them on the field? So that's very important as well. Media rights deal. The whole idea of the media rights, that plays into the finances as well. But the media rights being on a major channel, the parents are watching, the kids are watching. When you are on national TV every day, your name is up there, the kids are going to remember you. The way that you play, people need to see that. It makes a big difference when those kids are watching you every single weekend on the big network, not on some Pac-12 network where nobody can find you, especially when the base is so wide right now. You got the BWBs where everywhere around the world. You got people all the way in South Africa, people in Australia, people in New York like myself, and other people all around the nation now. You need to be on a national network where people can find the games easily on Saturdays. That's where your support grows. If you're playing good football, even if you get into some of those matches and you lose those matches, sometimes just the way that you play will impress people. Like, they lost, but man, did you see what they did on third down? Man, that was crazy. So it's not always about you win. Your style of playing can convince a 4 or a 5-star to come to your school just because they're watching you every Saturday, and they can fall in love. And the BWBs, the bandwagon buffs, are going to grow. The fan base is going to grow. The more you get in front of just regular fans, just people who are just kind of channel surfing, and they find your game on a Saturday, and if your game or your school is on one of the premier channels, it makes it much easier for you to be found and for people to support you and for your fan base to grow. That's going to affect the bottom line. So it is important for recruiting. It's important for the bottom line. Okay, I may be able to give you a year one. I don't even know if I want to give you a year one, but just for argument's sake, I'll give you a year one. We're going to be very successful, but maybe no natty year one. Year two, you don't stand a chance. Come get it. Y'all don't stand a chance in year two. Year 2, year 3, year 4, it's a wrap. Because now we got national TV every Saturday, okay? Not just national TV. We playing when everybody's wiping the coal out their eyes and they're turning on their TV, they grab their coffee and they're ready to watch football all day in their underwears. That's us you're watching. All of the football kids are watching all around the country and they're going to be watching us. So it's a wrap. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. All right, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. Hope you got a little something out of it, and if you did, please help this channel grow by smashing that subscribe button. But I'm gonna have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B, and that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club. Brah.